Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk, one final segment. And Dave, before we get to it, we have some local high school games. Oh, actually college games on Saturday.
Got college games for you, another triple header here on YCN. It starts at 12 noon. Wagner will visit UMass, then at 3:30 Western Kentucky at Florida Atlantic, then the nightcap at 7 o'clock. Marshall will take on Southern Mississippi, all right here on YCN, Comcast Channels 20 and 713. And then our Monday night high school game of the week actually takes place on Friday, 7 o'clock. If you want to head up Route 120 to Hanover, Hanover will host John Stark, and we'll have that game for you on WYCU, which is Comcast Channel 20 and 713 at 7:30 on Monday night, on WYCX, Comcast Channel 21 and 713. That'll be 5 o'clock on Monday night. And we have some memorabilia right behind me.
Oh, boy.
It started snowing yesterday where I live in Lebanon, so I figure let's not forget about summer. This is an Upper Valley Nighthawks polo shirt right there. Nighthawks back in action come June at the Maxfield Sports Complex. I can't wait for baseball. It's too cold for me now.
Right. Well, baseball's not over yet. Hopefully Indians are still, you can turn on the game after this. But let's stay with some football. You said Hanover and John Stark, both teams fighting it to the end. Hanover undefeated. John Stark, 1 loss. And Vermont, the playoff start this weekend. You're going to be at one of those games. Yeah,
Friday night, 7 o'clock. Hartford will host Colchester, 7 o'clock at Hartford High School in White River Junction. That game will also air on the radio. Our compadres, ESPN Radio for the Upper Valley, 94.5 FM, 1400 AM and 1230 AM. By the way, if you have any comments for us or memorabilia, sportstalk@ycnnow.com.
All right, so another winter sport, the NHL. You're a big NHL fan, a big Flyers fan. It looks like so far this year,
it's October.
Middling 3-3, so.
It's October. Nobody's really gotten seriously injured. The Flyers had a few suspensions. They've come back from that. They won in a shootout last night against Buffalo. Pittsburgh, Sidney Crosby looks like he's going to be okay after that concussion. Right now they're leading the Metropolitan Division. Rangers are one behind. Montreal off to a fast start again, but we all know what happened to them last season. And that's basically it for the Eastern Conference.
And then the Bruins, they kind of had a little bit of a tough one last night, losing 5-0.
Yeah.
There's mixed feelings on the Bruins this year. Some people think this is the year they can take a step and maybe at least compete. Other teams think there's no shot.
Marchand's the man right now, and he's got to step up, and he's got to get some points on the board for the Bruins right now. They're in the middle of the pack. It's October, though, Jeremy. Once football is over, once the playoffs begin in football, January, February, that's when the real NHL season starts.
Right, the Winter Classic, January 1st, that begins the season.
For me, it does, yeah. Okay. I really don't I pay attention every once in a while. I'll watch it. I start paying attention February, March, and for the playoff runs.
All right, quickly, before we get to our picks, Dartmouth losing a heartbreaker on the road to Columbia 9-7. I told you we wouldn't talk about this, but we have to. Do they have any chance to beat Harvard? What's going on with this season?
I'm not sure because they came flying out of the gates. They knock off UNH. They do well. They're 0-3 now in the Ivy League. I don't want to say this is a must-win against Harvard. This will certainly turn the program around from where it's been for the past couple of weeks. I know they beat Towson, but at the same time, you lose 9-7 on the road to Columbia. It's not looking good. I know the field conditions were awful there, a couple of field goals, but if this is one that Dartmouth can win against Harvard, it'll set a positive tone for the rest of the season. If they lose to Harvard, it's that's all.
That's not good, right?
No,
All right, now it's time for our YCN Sports Talk Salt Hill Pub Picks of the Week.
And Salt Hill Pub, you can find them with locations in Lebanon, also at the Mount Sunapee Traffic Circle in Newport. And if you head out to Salt Hill Pub this Friday night in Hanover, 9 o'clock, our buddy Stevens Blanchard and his band, the Conniption Fits, will be playing there. 9 o'clock Friday, Salt Hill Pub in Hanover. Say hello to Joe, Josh, and the rest of the gang.
All right, let's get to these picks quickly. Patriots and Bills. I think the Patriots roll in this one.
Unless Rex Ryan has something tricky up his sleeve.
You never know.
A broken iPad to give Bill Belichick, I'm not sure. Patriots roll this one out in Western New York.
All right, your Jets and going to Cleveland Browns. Is this their best chance, as you alluded to, maybe to win a game? I'm taking the Browns. I don't know who's favored in this one. I think this is the Browns' best chance to win. I'm going with them.
All right, I'm going to say the Jets squeak this one out, but it would not surprise me, and I would not be disappointed if Cleveland won, but I have to go with the Jets.
All right, Packers and Falcons. Falcons losing a heartbreaker to the Chargers last week in overtime. Packers coming off a nice bye week and then a win before that, so have they figured things out?
I'm not sure. Jeremy, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago that the Falcons have been sort of off the radar for the past couple of seasons, but slowly trying to make noise down in the NFC South. It's a big win for either. Whoever wins this game has some momentum.
Yep.
I'm going to give the edge to the Falcons, though, because they were so close last week against San Diego and had a chance to beat San Diego. They're at home. If this game was in Green Bay, I'd lean towards the Packers, but I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Yeah, I take Falcons as well at home, as you mentioned. Sunday Night Football, big NFC East divisional matchup. Eagles at the Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys and Dak Prescott to roll.
This is a game too tough to call, I think, because Philadelphia had that impressive victory at home against an undefeated Minnesota team, so now they've got the momentum after those two kind of ugly losses back-to-back. I'm still going to take the Eagles on the road. Dak Prescott, though, this is a statement game for him and his conditioning for Tony Romo maybe to step back in. If Prescott can roll some eyes there, I think he's got the job for the rest of the season in Dallas.
Okay, then we go to Monday Night Football, probably another boring game, another terrible game. Vikings at the Bears. The Bears maybe have a chance because they're at home, but I still think Vikings take control, especially after that loss.
Well, could there be a World Series on Monday night as well? I wonder what the ratings are going to be for that Bears game. You know, they could tank
Not
again.
very good.
I think Minnesota bounces back even though the game's outdoors. Minnesota's been used to playing outdoors.
This season,
I think the Vikings are fine in this, and I think the Bears, it's Cubs Town right now in Chicago.
Nobody cares about the Bears.
No.
That's going to do it for our YCN Sports Talk Picks of the Week, brought to you by Salt Hill Pub. And thanks, everyone, for watching. Dave Collins, Jeremy Stout. Have a great week.